we could play a little bit better. That would be fucking great. What's up, guys? In this video, we head to the Viking Social Club for a $1, $3 No Limit Texas Holdem game. And let's just say it's an interesting one. It's a doozy. That's an understatement. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So it doesn't take too long for us to get into the action. We sit down with a stack size of 300. There is 2 middle position limps, and it comes to us in late position. We make it 25, and we get no callers. Easy game. We pick up the blinds and the 2 limpers, and our stack size is now $308, and we pack it up, and we head home with a victory of plus $8 on the session. I only wish that's what I did at this point. The next hand we play here is King Jack of Clubs. It's hard to see. I know I have my phone in a bad position. There is 1 under the gun caller for $3. I'm in middle position, and we elect to raise to $16. The hijack calls the 16. The small blind calls the 16. The big blind calls, and the under the gun limper also calls the $16. We go 5 ways to a flop of Jack of Spades, 5 of Clubs, 4 of Spades, which is a pretty good flop for our hand. Backdoor flush draw, top pair, good kicker. And the small blind, big blind, and early position player all check. Now it's on us. We elect to bet $45, a little bit above half pot here. And now it's on to the hijack. The hijack decides just to rip it all in for $110. Next, the small blind decides to rip his stack in for $165. The pot's now $390. The big blind folds and the under the gun player folds. And now we have a decision to make. The player to our left, the hijack that ripped it in for 110, I kind of think that he's the player that has us beat. The other player is a little bit looser, a little bit more action splashy. He could be doing this with a flush draw, maybe a flush draw on a pair. But either way, against 2 players all in, and when you look at the pot odds, I think it's only 120 more for us to call. We're getting about 4 to 1. But we're behind at least by 1 player. Possible we could be drawing dead here. So we go ahead and just elect to fold. And the hijack opponent ends up showing queen, and the other player shows us ace-9 of spades. And queen holds here. No flush came on the river, which was pretty much kind of what I expected. I figured we were beat by 1 player and the other player was on some type of draw, but it was a good fold by us because obviously we lost the minimum here. And I think we lost $61 in this pot. But, you know, we lived to fight another day. It wasn't the hand for us, wasn't the spot for us. Pretty easy to fold when you got 2 people jamming on you. And of course, after losing almost every single hand you played, and we are under the gun plus 1, we decide to optimally limp a 7 of hearts. We get 6 other limpers, and we are going 7 ways to a flop of ace of diamonds, jack of diamonds, 5 of spades. There are small blind and big blind check, and we bet $15 with top pair, 2 folds, and we get 1 caller. The loose player from earlier with the ace-9 of spades hand decides to raise it to $47. Now, I also want to say that in a previous hand, he had been up and down with the stack. He shoved all in with 7-10 offsuit for $50. So when he raises us, we aren't going anywhere with top pair. So we elect to call, and the other player behind us folds. The turn comes to 10 of clubs. We check, giving the action to him. He checks back. Now I'm really sure we have the best hand, and he's probably on a draw. But we want to keep his bluffs in. So when the river comes, the 4 of I'm not sure, I don't remember. But I do know that it didn't complete the flush. We decide to check, hoping that he decides to stab at this pot one more time, which he doesn't, and he checks back, and we win the minimum. Tonight is going very well. The next interesting hand we're going to talk about is not so interesting. We wait a few rotations, and we get pocket jiggities or jacks or whatever you want to call them on the button. There is one early position limper for $3, and we raised to $20, and well, that's the end of that. We get no action. Can't build a stack. We're at $191 right now in our stack, and the night's just kind of dry, kind of rough. I'm going to go over a hand that we didn't get recorded while you watch me fold a few hands. We get 7-7 on the button. There's 2 limpers. We raise to $35. We get 1 caller, which is the super loose player that we've been battling with. The flop comes 10-9-5 with 2 diamonds, and he donk leads all into us. We think about it for a while, and we just go ahead and call it off here because he's just playing so crazy. Unlucky for us, he shows up with ace-10, and we lose a big one. So now we're in straight DEGEN mode. We look down at Queen Jack offsuit, and we rip it in for $50. Pre-flop, we get the super loose guy and another action player to call us, and we flop top 2 pair. Let's go. Well, then the betting really starts, and we find out that super loose player is on a rush, and he flopped the nut straight with ace-king in this situation. So, looks like, boys, it's time to rebuy. Okay, so we're in the club, and we are in for 2 buy-ins currently. Our stack size is about 270, 260-ish. Lost the first buy-in. Definitely be going over a few interesting hands. We just kind of been, you know, getting out-flopped, and 2 pair to straights or top pair to 2 pair. Folded some big hands pre-flop. It's kind of been a rough go. Lots of action, plenty of action here tonight. We're gonna try to get it back, and hopefully this works out well. Hopefully we can book another winning session. If not, it's not the end of the world. We'll be back with plenty more videos and plenty more hands. But naturally, as a poker player, you're always trying to win, and sometimes it doesn't go that way. Currently, we're still in the game, which is a huge positive. So I just wanted to take a break, give a mid-session update, and take a break from the table, you know, let some rounds go by, you know, see if some things can change. Maybe we could play a little bit better. That would be fucking great. Back to the table, and we do a whole lot of nothing, and we fold mostly, calling a few bets, raises, pre-flop, and completely whiffing flops. And we dwindle our stack down, and then the game starts breaking up. We're playing 6-handed. We get ace-queen. The guy that's been the super loose action player, I mean, he is calling everything and anything. I mean, everything and anything from pre-flop. It doesn't matter. So we get ace-queen. We raise it up huge, like $50, something absolutely astronomical, because our stack's only about 160. And he calls us pre-flop, and we just rip it in on the flop for $110, and he snap calls. He has 8-9 offsuit. I think he flopped a pair and 8s, and then river to 9, and we lose. And we are in full-blown tilt now. I mean, we are on the tilt level of what I like to call bingo, where we are just literally playing bingo. We can't even see straight, and this is just terrible for me. I haven't been in this position in probably 6 to 8 months, and we rebuy for 160. I can't even remember the hand we lost first a pot with. And then we get 6-8 of hearts, and we are in pure bingo mode. We're like 6-8 running mate. We can't lose with this. We ship it all in for our last $80. And our arch nemesis, our wonderful guy, calls with deuce 4 offsuit. We flop a 6, and he has the 4 of clubs. There's 2 clubs on the board. The turn is a club, and the river is the club. And the 4 of clubs takes it down. We played very, very badly this session. We took a hard look at this session. All in all, in total, guys, we ended up down $760, and that's just unacceptable, completely unacceptable. We took a lot of spots and looked at them, and we just realized how badly we had played, and we allowed our emotions to get the best of us with a player, and that's also not acceptable. Unacceptable is an understatement. We played terrible from a poker perspective and trying to get into being a professional poker player, but we did great as a DEGEN. I mean, we DEGEN'd that out. I think DEGENs would be proud. But I think that I just recently had some higher expectations for myself and allowed my emotions to get the best of me, and that's kind of where I fell short. We have had some run good for quite a while, so when you fall off that into a downswing, sometimes you can make some grave mistakes, and that we did for sure here. So we are in the game for 760, out for $0 for a total profit of negative $760. As always, if you guys do enjoy my videos and want to keep watching the journey, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It means the world to me, it really helps me out, and I appreciate all of you so much. You have no idea. And I do have some good content coming out here soon. I've developed some ideas I think will help. Maybe you guys would like more. So stay tuned and hit me up on my socials if you ever want to BS, talk, whatever, anything. I'm always down. And if you want some run good, come watch. And, well, you're guaranteed to win at least one hand on your next poker adventure. And if you enjoyed this video, watch watch some of my other stuff. That would be cool. Probably gonna be somewhere on this video since I'm not that good at editing. I don't know where I'll be yet.